As we study matter and the way it's changing, we need to think about how we're going to quantify or measure the amount of matter and the energy that's being exchanged in those processes. So the units that we use are the SI units. We might use some others throughout the time, and we'll definitely put prefixes like centa or milli or kilo in front of these things to make them bigger or smaller. So, some key ones that we use a lot, we think about mass to measure how much of something. We think about moles when we're thinking about how many things are there. When we're looking at temperature, we measure that in Kelvin. And obviously, we can measure things in terms of time. And then these 6 units can be put together in all sorts of different ways to give us other units that we call derived units, units of volume, units of density, units of energy, and many other things. We'll think about electricity slightly differently than maybe you have in other classes as we think about how chemical changes cause or need that energy. So units are probably the key thing anytime we do any sort of measurement. When you put an answer, whether it's on a quiz, whether it's on a test, or all the way to the AP exam, you've got to have the unit. You've got to think about what we're trying to measure and what units we're using to measure that. So we're not going to do a whole bunch of practice and review with these units or too much practice and review with the metric prefixes, but those are things as we go that you'll see a lot. And when you have a little bit of question or a little bit of struggle, it's worth speaking up and getting that practice so that it goes from something that's a little bit confusing to something that's really, really easy.